UK Educate, sponsored by Rayat London College, a simple and smarter approach to higher education in the UK.
A very warm welcome and a very good evening in another episode of UK Educates. Well, you have been seeing Michael with me in my two series of episode of UK Educates, but today, yes, I have got a different personality. Well, I've got David Orford with me today evening. A very warm welcome and good evening, David.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. Good evening to everyone else.
And how are you today?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Yep.
Well, David, as we know that Michael was along with me since two series, but Michael was introduced by myself and by himself as well. I want a little introduction from yourself. Can you tell a bit about yourself?
I can indeed. I've just 3 weeks ago moved to London to work in a private sector college. Prior to that, I was 21 years with the University of Wales in Newport, so I had links with various private sector institutions, and talking about the idea where the University of Wales and other universities franchise their degrees to small scale often, which are quite intimate, and in terms of student care often give very, very good student care. So I've been involved in a lot of that. Also a lot of overseas work. I worked in China, Hong Kong, Cairo, where else? Athens, lots of other places as well. Yep.
Right. Okay, and as you know that the results are out for the A-levels yesterday morning.
Yep.
So I think we'll have a little discussion about the results. What would you like to say about it?
Yeah. Well, they certainly came out yesterday morning.
Yes.
At midnight the night before, students could actually ring in if they wished to, or go online rather, and find out if they got their university places, but not actually get their results till yesterday morning. There was obviously a great deal of coverage in the press. There were lots of good stories, lots of bad stories as well, in terms of the fact that people had done well and, other people hadn't done so well. So that was quite important, really. And I think in many ways the media plays it up, in terms of the good and the bad. But certainly there's a lot of students who've gone into a situation now which is called clearing, who haven't actually got a place yet. And looking at some of the national newspapers from yesterday, and from today as well, one national newspaper here is saying that up to 90,000 students won't actually get a place at all, whereas the other newspaper says that the figure might actually be near 140,000. And certainly on the national news last night, a lot of students going online, getting onto the sort of UCAS website. So many, in fact, they were getting 400 calls a second, and the website actually crashed. So if you're in a position where you're going into clearing, and that's not because you've done badly, you might have actually done a lot better than you expected. You might want to change course, or you might want to change institution, any of those things. You might have only just decided that you want to go to university at all. Up until now you might have thought it wasn't a good idea. Your circumstances, personal circumstances may have changed. And certainly, so today, and sort of 2 weeks today as well, with me here, is to look at what you can do, how you can secure a place, and hopefully if people have got concerns they can ring us and we can chat to them about actions that they could take. Yeah. So it's not specific to any subject, not specific to any university or college, but just a general real help for people, that are in a difficult situation.
Well, I would like to announce as well that the number you can see on the screen is 0845 136 8040. You can pick up your calls and call us up. David is here to answer you any of the questions you would require and any of your career you would like to ask. So you're most welcome to do that. And so is it, I would like to ask you, David, so is clearing only for those in the system that have yet to get a place?
No, anybody. It's for anybody, really. It's for anybody that hasn't got a place.
Right.
And anybody that just wants to play. They've just decided that they want a place, really. That's the important thing. Yeah. So it's for anybody. A lot of people will have been fixed up already. The universities would have been in touch with them as soon as they got their results. And as a result of that, they'd be fixed up. But these are people who are not yet sort of fixed up with a university or a college place. Yeah.
How important is this idea of ranking?
It's quite important, I think, that lots of students now look at sort of rank orders, and there's a Guardian rank table, there's a Times table, where all of the universities are ranked one after the other. And they're ranked in terms of things like how many students are actually in the class, so the sort of staff-student ratio, that sort of idea. The research record of the university, which for undergraduate students really doesn't mean that much, but how well are the students going to be looked after? And there's other things like the National Student Survey, and that's something I would certainly recommend students to look at. That students look at the National Student Survey online, because that tells you how well the students are actually being cared for at the university. And a lot of the data in that is actually provided by students. So it's not numerical data, if you like, it's actually data coming from students, from student feedback. Because you need to look at things like retention rates. Look at how many students started the course in the first year, and how many of those students actually progressed into year 2. That's a very important thing. And a lot of students are concerned about things which don't appear in rankings, if you like.